Hub initiative really is a response to our growing recognition and understanding of globalization and how that has changed the entire production, global production methods, and with it, the trading system. It is also, the timing of it is influenced greatly by the expansion of the Panama Canal that we believe will change not only trade routes, but also areas for wealth creation. Jamaica has always been a maritime state. Its fortunes have changed over time because its first claim to a maritime status was in the bad old days of the Buccaneers. And when that trade was interrupted, which essentially was to have a base in Port Royal, and you should visit Port Royal. It's a beautiful place, and that's where you should have some of the best fish, fried fish in Jamaica. You can see it from here actually, it's over in that island over there. Someone can show you Port Royal. But that's where the Buccaneers hung out. But we've learned from a long time that the Buccaneers, who were really master seamen and knew the seas very, very well, and understood the trade routes, and realized that Jamaica was positioned geostrategically along the trade routes, and therefore they made Jamaica the center of their operations in this hemisphere, attacking the vessels carrying the riches from South America to Europe, and taking the bounties and getting rich off of it. So Port Royal was one of the richest and the wickedest city in all of the Americas. It was much more central than Cartagena in those days. So from that time, Jamaica has come to know of its rich maritime and seafaring tradition. More importantly, we knew how close we were to the global trading routes in the Windward Passage. So the expansion of the Panama Canal and the opportunity that we have with one of the 7th natural harbors in the world, which is Kingston Harbor. We're looking at it now, and the water is like this all the time. Very little tidal movement, and a sheltered port is a port of preference for shippers. The ships are safe in the harbor. It makes movement very easy, and it's really a port of choice for many ship owners. The opportunity that is presented to Jamaica really arises from that globalization that has emerged, underpinned of course by the WTO agreement, trade agreements, and the several other regional and bilateral trade agreements that exist. These have made possible the movement, the transoceanic movement of goods produced in, say, Asia to the rest of the world, and vice versa, because Asia depends greatly on the commodities, the natural resources of the Latin American region, for example, iron ore, petroleum, wheat, commodities, and bulk commodities. So there is the opportunity, we have analyzed that there is the opportunity for two-way trade, not simple one-way trade between Asia and this part of the world, but from this part of the world back to Asia. The expansion of the Panama Canal will make this most cost-efficient and cost-effective, and make the trade route that much more competitive. Jamaica, with its assets, natural assets, its built environment, and those that are planned, we believe will be the ideal place for investors wishing to participate more in the global supply chain. Those multinational companies that move massive amounts of products will want to invest in Jamaica because of what Jamaica offers for them, the value added and the quick time to market, given its location in relation to the largest markets in this hemisphere, North America, including Canada, Central America and South America. So we have done the business plan, the business analysis, and we are very clear that Jamaica will be benefited significantly from the expansion of the Panama Canal. The development in technology, both in shipping, aviation, and ICT technology, are also critical ingredients in that proposal. The business model for us is being defined now in the kinds of detailed studies we're doing to identify those key clusters of activities that we will be able to implement in special economic zones. Not free zones, but special economic zones. Free zones being very limited and dated by WTO regulation, which calls for their phasing out by 2050. We are responding in the ways that a number of countries have responded by creating these special zones that are WTO compliant and provide certainty for businesses to carry on their manufacturing and other value-added activities